the COVID pandemic taking place right now, the demand for narcotics is here in the United States, and the supply, based off our proximity to where we're working, is in Mexico.
What are you doing in Mexico? You cross a lot?
Yeah. So Nogales is the entry point for the cartel to get their product across.
¿Con quién carro es? ¿Es su carro, señor? Down here at vehicle primary, this is the first line of defense. Okay, amigo. Buenas tardes. Gracias.
There's spotters over here.
You're on the ridge line? Spotters.
The cartel, they want to see how we search what we search. So they have people that watch how we inspect cars.
Oh, yeah. He was looking down here with binoculars. Yeah, he was looking, and now he's walking back over.
They're on their phone sending text messages like, hey, go to this lane or don't go to this person because they're checking this. So if we see a spotter, we know, hey, be more mindful, be more paying attention because there's probably a load that's going to be coming through.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. Where are you going today?
Back to Phoenix.
You live there?
Yes.
And where are you at in Mexico?
I was in Puerto Rico with my uncle.
For how long?
Just a day.
A day?
Yeah.
Vacation or what?
No, I just go and see him and stuff with my cousin.
When was the last time that you crossed?
Like a month ago, maybe?
Yes. Have you drove over in this car before? Is the car in your name? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, follow me. Go ahead and turn off the vehicle. That was a new plate, no crossings. It lives in Phoenix. Nervous behavior in the vehicle. Okay.
Thank you. A lot of younger females are kind of the trend, and especially going a little further away, like Phoenix. It's kind of like you drove 3 hours, you waited in line for another 3 hours, and if you were not really down for that long, that's a little discrepancy. You take full responsibility of everything in this vehicle? Yes. Okay. How much money are you carrying with you?
I think like $5.
All right. Go ahead and open up the hood, the trunk. You're gonna leave your cell phone up here at the top. Bring your $5 with you. The hood, if you could just open the hood. You don't know how to open it? If you don't know, it's all right. We'll figure it out. All right, you're gonna follow me real quick.
Is there a restroom?
No, there's not a restroom. How long were you waiting in line?
I was looking at it.
Oh, okay, got you. Usually everyone knows how long they're in line. She fits our profile, what we're looking for. So we gotta check inside this vehicle, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Monthly, 20 to 30,000 cars leave this port. From all around the country, they end up here and they go out. And stolen car trade is very big. I've always loved cars. I was a mechanic for probably almost 20 years, and then I've been with CBP for 15 years. It's easier to steal a car now than it was 20 years ago. All these cars now, they don't have keys, they have key fobs. You would be surprised how many people just leave that key fob in their car at night.
Alert. Low-jack stolen vehicle. Contact received.
Just got a hit. My vehicle's equipped with a GPS tracker. Some of these cars have their auto theft GPS unit installed on that car, and it'll set off my unit that's in my car.
Stolen vehicle. Contact received.
And it looks like it's gonna be this Mercedes right here. First thing I look at is the VIN that's on the windshield. It's called the vehicle identification number. All cars have it right there. Okay, 5594. The VIN's matching up to my alert. Looks like they started pulling apart some panels in the roof looking for the GPS. A lot of times the thieves will try to disarm that GPS, but in this case they never found it, and we were able to hit on this and track this car down. And I want to look further now. Not every car has an anti-theft device, so I want to go down and walk the cars. You have to dig. I look for any abnormalities that would make me believe that it's a possibly stolen car. The eyes are trained. All the money that these guys make off of these cars funds terrorism, the narcotics trade. This is a good one. It's not going to charity, these cars. There's something wrong there. The public VIN, it's worn away. The barcode is damaged. When I see something like that, we go further. Some cars have another VIN stamped into the floorboard. Where the VIN is supposed to be stamped, there's a covering glued on top of where the VIN is. But it's not factory what I'm taking off right now on the floor of this car. Yep. The numbers are ground off underneath here to conceal the VIN. It's another sign that the car might be boosted. Right now, we're gonna seize these cars, so it can't go on the ship, and I'll research it more when I get back in the office.
New York City is kind of an epicenter for the international art scene, and as a byproduct of this, we've been interdicting stolen art and antiquities coming into JFK. ISIS and people who are catering to that terrorist organization are ransacking archaeological sites in Syria and in Iraq, and then selling them on a very lucrative black market. My grandkids call me Indiana Jones because I'm the supervisor for the special projects team. We stop these shipments, we coordinate with foreign governments, and the outcome that we all would like to see is a stop to this type of activity. Today, we have a particular shipment that we're looking for. We were tipped off that this particular crate potentially could have artifacts that lack provenance. Yeah, I think this is our crate here.
It's from
UK?
UK.
Okay. Provenance is the documentation of the history of that particular artifact. We want to find out if that piece was legally exported out of the country it originated at. Come on, guys, we're going to take it to the room, see what we got. And hopefully the archaeologist can tell us what we're dealing with. Just be careful. Just put it over here for now. This is the one that's usually wedged in tight. Oh, we got something here. Ooh, I got an eye looking at me. Wow, that's a nice piece.
Oh my God.
It looks like a funerary mask. Wow, look at that.
It fits perfect. Beautiful.
I want to be very careful.
Since Corona hit, the trend right now is meth and fentanyl. The cartel is trying to test different means to bring that drug across. That's why they have spotters trying to figure out how the officers operate. Nothing. Interesting. No. She has 2 tags. This is not the one on the car, right? She does have copies of 2 plates, which they usually change them out, so we can't track them. She's asking to go to the restroom as soon as I brought her down. At this point, there's probable cause that she might have something. She's from Phoenix. She said she went to go visit family. She was there for a day. She has a new plated car, and she has 2 tags.
Which vehicle was she in?
She's in a Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi?
Yes.
Nothing.
Because they may just turn around and change the plate.
Right, yeah. She's asking to go to the restroom. And I asked her, how long did you wait in line? She goes, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention to the time.
No, nothing.
Since Corona hit, we saw a lot more body carriers, so there's possibly something on her. Somebody asking to go to the restroom a lot. It's almost like they want to dispose of the product before we actually get into there.
Pat her down.
All right. We're just gonna search and make sure you don't have anything on you. Oh, nice. All right. No, as soon as we're done here, we're gonna see what we can do to get you into a restroom, okay? You can take a seat, okay? I didn't feel anything. We patted her down and she was negative, so there's nothing there. The pat down was negative, but her story's all jacked up. Who she's visiting, she didn't know their last name. She doesn't know nothing.
Wow, nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all. She says she visited about once a month to her family. She doesn't know who anybody is, so there's still possibly something inside of her. She really has to go to the restroom, so we're gonna take her.
Yeah, go ahead and take her. I got K9 on the vehicle right now.
We're just gonna take her to the restroom and have her sit back down. All right, so we're going to take you to the restroom. What we need from you is not to flush or anything like that, okay? All right, cool. Follow us that way. We're gonna go over to the left. Right here? Yep. Thank you. Yep, to the left. Yeah. So I'm gonna need you to leave the door open and just don't flush, okay? She's acting so suspicious. So we're putting the canine on the vehicle.
This is my dog, Roki. I believe the canine is probably the best tool we have because the cartel, as they're getting more desperate, they're going from these big loads to smaller loads where it's harder for us to detect. Stuff that we won't see, the canine's gonna let me know, and then we'll search it from there.
All right, you're gonna follow me real quick. You can take a seat, okay? So we took her to the restroom. We didn't see anything, hear anything, nothing like that. So she doesn't have drugs internally. I'm gonna let her go. We did everything on her. She fit our profile perfectly. Her story did have holes in it, as well as all the other red flags I had, but it wasn't there. All right, you're good to go. Just close everything, okay? Thank you. The cartel, no matter what, they focus on bringing drugs across. We're not always gonna get them, but we can't stop tracking them.
All right, let's get this packed up. It appears to be ancient Egyptian. Egypt saw a lot of pilfering and robbing from archaeological sites during the Spring Uprising. That particular artifact is a good prospect. There's a small piece wrapped in there. Ooh. That's beautiful. It appears to be Mesopotamian. Usually when we're looking at ancient Mesopotamian pieces, there's usually a lot of damage.
This is a really, really good specimen right here.
No cracks, no fissures, no chips, something that we don't get to see too often. Yes, it.
What is that?
This looks like a little piece. Oh, nice. It's an Egyptian piece, it looks like. You see the hole there?
Yes.
This looks like it's an amulet.
Very nice.
Let me take some pictures. We're gonna photograph it for the subject matter expert to figure out what we're dealing with more specifically. They'll give us hopefully a date and time range of that particular piece. 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it. 1, 2, 3. Got it. These pieces kind of look legitimate. We've run into fake stuff previously, so we're always very cautious that we may be dealing with a counterfeit artifact. The experts have the final say. They'll look at it and they'll let us know whether that's real ancient artifacts. And then from there, we have to figure out if that particular shipment is violative or illegal. It's really delicate. I don't want to be the guy that has to say, I broke this piece by accident.
Oh, no. That's history. You don't want to bring that.
I don't think I can afford to buy a new one. All right, let's go lock it up.
I found 6 cars that were stolen. Today, the cars are getting turned over to New Jersey HSI, and we're going to get them back to the rightful owners.
Six altogether, right?
5 now, and then the 6 is the Mercedes, right over here. Take your pictures.
Okay.
I'll pull the VINs off.
Yep.
Oh, I went through the cars already, but we'll go through them one more time.
Again. Okay, make sure. I'm a full-time task force officer with Homeland Security. My main job is to do stolen cars. Anything we find in the car that might possibly link this suspect to the vehicle, we try to grab and put into evidence, and then further our investigation down the line. A lot of stuff in here today. Sometimes they leave IDs or some paperwork. Does it look real titles or no?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's just a copy.
Parking tickets.
So I guess we're gonna start running the dogs? Yeah, he's gonna do it now. You're gonna start running the canine? Yeah. All right. Let's start it now.
Get ready to hit on every car.
We're looking for any types of contraband. Could be weapons, could be narcotics that are still inside the car.
Drugs could be hidden in any compartment. There's a lot of traps in vehicles.
Come on, Bubba.
They could smell the gunpowder. So if there's guns in the vehicle, we could make sure everything's clear.
Okay. There we go. Ooh, what do we have here?
Found it?
The dog's hitting. Good boy. Ooh, what do we have here? The dog's hitting.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Boom.
In this case here, it's medical marijuana. So the dog hit on that in the car. We're gonna remove that from the car. And then we just let the agents know. So anything that's on this that they can identify people with, they will.
It's gratifying. We got these cars just in time If you look just over this building, that's the ship that these cars were gonna go on. They almost made it out, but I found them just in time. All 6 of these, all straight steals, yep. The thief didn't get away with what they were doing. The sheriff's office is taking the cars, they're gonna go to their impound yard, and then proper notifications get made, and they get returned to the owner. Yeah, it's a contest. It really is. It's a contest between me and them. I'd like to think I'm winning, but who knows?
Almost done. Almost. Looking good, looking good.
We're about to look at a shipment of interest that we detained that has some red flags. There were some things that Customs didn't like about the description of the artifacts in the shipment. Over here, there's a potential that we're looking at something very, very old. Right here's good. We're gonna need a drill. When a shipment comes in and then we examine that shipment, we have no idea what's gonna be beneath that lid when we crack that crate open. Just be careful. It's a little nerve-wracking handling this stuff because you don't want to be that guy that breaks something that's priceless. Wow. Definitely not your grandma's antique china. Nobody here is really a definitive expert, but essentially what we're looking at here on the table are Egyptian canopic jars. They're beautiful. What these were used for in ancient Egypt was during the mummification process, certain organs in the body were considered sacred. Canopic jars always come in a set of 4. Usually what would happen is one jar would get lungs, another jar would get stomach and intestines, spleen, liver. The only organ that didn't seem to get placed in a jar was the heart. The heart was kept in the body because it was considered sacred, repository of the soul. So what you will normally see is these 4 jars somewhere in the burial chamber with the mummy getting him ready for the afterlife. So essentially what we're looking at some very, very old artifacts. Probably 2040 to 1782 BCE. The hands that made that have been gone for a long time from this planet. As of right now, I don't know what the true value of the shipment is. So the next step for the team is they'll take measurements and photograph the pieces. In this particular case, we're going to wind up sending these photos to an Egyptologist that we work with. That Egyptologist will try to ascertain origin and age. Now, our job is to figure out if these jars left Egypt legally, if there's possibility that these things were smuggled out of the country from Egypt illegally, then a criminal case may open up.
¿De dónde vienes hoy? ¿Puedo ir rapidito? Está buen día.
Gracias.
I used, yeah.
What is the purpose of your trip to Mexico?
Why'd you cross yesterday?
Why? Because I came to pick up some money.
What, you planned the day before?
Is there a problem if I'm crossing
It is. Well, if you're gonna be crossing with large amounts of money. Are you two working right now?
I'm not.
I'm putting coronavirus.
Right now?
Just put your stuff on the table here. Your cell phone, your wallet.
Anything in your pockets? No knives, nothing like that? No. Oh, you sit down.
Two more.
Two males who frequently cross were referred to me in secondary. It did look something was off. They didn't have passports and they actually had a large sum of money, even though they don't currently work right now. ¿Y cómo se conocen?
Por la escuela.
¿En México?
No, Tucson.
En Tucson. ¿Y cuánto tiempo estaban allá en México?
Unas 5 o 4 horas.
Did you guys bring anything else with you?
Nada.
¿Y no trae nada de drogas? Nah.
Sí, vengo recargado.
What kind of drugs are you bringing? You don't know? Where is it at? Who? You don't know? In your shoe? This one, he's saying he has drugs in his shoe, so I was pretty shocked. Just like you gave up and kind of just let me know that there is something there.
Just for him?
Both of them.
Both?
Yeah.
Who wants first?
And he started laughing. I was like, okay, well, it can either be a nervous laugh or it can be like, you really do have it.
Just go back and have a seat.
Next up.
You said you were bringing drugs, right?
It was a joke.
You can't joke around that way, man.
I know, he just told me that I was like, all right, well, I won't do it again.
Turns out they didn't have anything, that they were just taking it as a joke, but who jokes about drugs at an international border? We're actually gonna let them off with a warning this time, but any other false statement at the border could lead to serious repercussions or jeopardize their ability to cross again in the future.
You're good to go, man. Easy.
That's it.
Order that button.
Customs and Border Protection TAC Command Center.
Here in the command center, we try to maintain strong security throughout the port.
It looks like we have some suspicious activity over at GCT.
All right.
So we'll pull it up.
We're able to review live footage throughout the New York and New Jersey area. And anytime something looks suspicious, we can intervene and get to the bottom of it. So this is right outside the security gate over in Staten Island. That driver is stopped in the middle of the lane.
Wow.
He just took the seal off that container and he's going into it. Can you see what's in there?
I can't see what's in there, but he's in there a long time.
Yeah, there's no reason why he should have opened up the container at all. If you break the seal, you're either looking to steal something out of the container, you're looking to introduce something into the container for export. I'm gonna have security stop that container, let the guys know to get over to Staten Island and have that container pulled off. That container was going to the Dominican Republic. We're always on the lookout for currency leaving the United States, especially countries of interest like the Dominican Republic. The rule of thumb is always drugs in, money out. So we need to find out. We brought the container over to the warehouse. As you can see, right at the front of the container, we have a vehicle. There's 3 vehicles inside that container. All 3 of these came from a salvage yard. People overseas love these cars because what's worth $4,000 or $5,000 here, they could sell it for $7,000 or $8,000 there. We're still going to check to see if the vehicles are stolen, because that is always a threat in the outbound environment.
Clear.
Currency or narcotics was not found in the container, so we're going to turn our attention to the vehicles. This was the first car in the container. This is the first car he would have encountered.
I'm looking for anything that looks out of the ordinary.
So this officer is on specialized currency.
All clear.
All good?
All clear.
This canine specializes in narcotics, so we're just going to screen the vehicle for any presence of that odor.
Good boy. All right, we've got 2 more. Found something.
Found it? What happened?
He alerted.
What is it?
He alerted.
What is it?
Primarily right up under here.
Let's see if we find anything.
This is the handheld X-ray machine. If there was a brick inside of here, I'd be able to see it.
Hey, Steph. Take a look there.
Yeah, that's stuck inside, Ants.
The heck is it?
Congratulations.
Vaping?
Yeah, 2 vapes in there.
What do we got there?
Might have THC in it, but we won't know unless we test, so. Do you
Is,
have it tested?
Yeah. Maybe that driver took a couple hits, discarded him in the vehicle, and then got back on the road. In the meantime, though, we're still going to check to see if the vehicles are stolen. The VINs that are visible to us come back to a vehicle that is not stolen, but the guys are looking for the confidential VINs that are hidden within the vehicle.
I discovered the 2 vape pens. They took the cartridges out. Then what happened was they popped positive for the presence of THC. So now I get stuck with doing the paperwork for the seizure.
I always say it's easy to find like 100 pounds of marijuana. It's really difficult to find this little bit, right? So good job.
Thank you.
All good?
Yeah.
All right. The bottom line is that that driver should not have been in that container. The 3 vehicles that we searched, none of them came back as stolen vehicles, but we did come away with a seizure. A small amount of THC in a vape pen or 100 pounds. But we did what we're trained to do.
How you doing? Good.
Let's go to work. Where's Keith? Negative. This one's got a temporary tag, so she must have just gotten this vehicle. How long have you had the truck?
1 month.
1 month? Have you crossed in the truck before?
Almost every day for work.
Yeah?
All clear.
Okay. Have a good one. Thank you. This one might be good. You never know. Key? Key? Where is it? Where's Key? Up. Good boy. He's hidden underneath right there. My canine alerted on a green Ford Expedition. It was a female subject who was driving. She said she was coming from visiting her father. So I asked her what neighborhood in Nogales, and she didn't know. To me, it kind of raised a red flag. And then she stated that the vehicle wasn't hers. So all those things put together with the dog alert, that kind of gave us the green light to inspect further.
Now we're going to move the vehicle to the secondary area.
The female was a U.S. citizen that came across. Another officer came in and he escorts her into the secondary area where she waits until we're finished searching the vehicle.
We've been getting drugs in the dash, in the gas tank, in the seats, in the floor. So we're gonna check the rest of the vehicle with my density reader. Make sure there's no drugs in the vehicle this time. Oh, yeah. We got high readings on the spare tire. The density is hitting 100. It's supposed to be like 40, 50. And we're going to take a good look at it right now. Oh, yeah. It's a pretty big load. Oh yeah, it's a pretty big load. Yeah.
5830. Copy, thank you.
This is a pretty significant load right here. Yeah, they're a little crunchy. So most likely that's meth, the majority of it. It used to be marijuana. Meth has taken over. We don't see marijuana anymore. Then we get a little bit of coke, a little bit of heroin mixed in there. It's gonna be a lot.
Before in the past, they used to put them on all the tires. Now they just, to get something across real quick, make it real easy, they just throw it in the spare tire and try to get it across.
From here, we're gonna be testing it to see what it is. These are the packages that were accidentally cut as we were opening the tire.
Black man.
It was positive for meth. That's what it is, methamphetamine. The individual that was smuggling it across most likely doesn't know what they had in the vehicle, how much, or what it was. They probably get paid $300 to $500 or less to bring the drugs across, and they don't even know what they're bringing. For this seizure, we have 69 packages of methamphetamine, 34.6 kilos. It's important that we get these loads because they could cross these every day. And this adds up every day, every day, every day. And it's not just going to be one driver. It could be 10, 15 per day. So good for us that we caught this. We took it off the streets.
We had subject matter experts review our pieces. It appears that funerary mass is definitely a bona fide Egyptian funerary mass from the Roman period. The smallest statue with the eyes, the blue eyes, that actually turned out to be a Mesopotamian piece from a particular region of central Iraq called Diyala. That definitely is a very old piece. We're looking at like maybe 4 to 600 BCE. And that much smaller piece was an amulet. It's definitely made out of faience. It came from an ancient city called Mendes in ancient Egypt. So all 3 pieces turned out to be authentic. We haven't been provided documents to show that they were exported legally and legitimately, and we will go through the process of starting to seize them.
Okay, great.
The shipment was described as canopic jars. We had subject matter experts look at the particular artifact. It actually came out of a site that has been known to have been pilfered to some great extent during the Arab Spring in Egypt. Right now, the Egyptian authorities are stating that the piece did not leave their country legally. Officially, the jars are transitioning from being detained by customs to now being seized by customs. We will refer this to Homeland Security investigations. They will open up a criminal case, and then at some point, HSI and CBP will take part in returning that artifact back to its rightful country. It's their right to determine what happens to their cultural treasures. It makes us feel good to know that we're returning that cultural artifact back to the country that it belongs to. At the end of the day, we're helping that country safeguard its history.
$69 packages.
59?
Yes.
Just run the drugs up to the incinerator, get rid of them?
Okay.
When the U.S. Attorney's Office has determined that that evidence is no longer required, then we get permission to proceed with destruction.
What do we have?
We have 6 boxes. It's all the meth.
All narcotics seized at the port of entry are burned in this incinerator here. Next up, the incinerator would handle about 1,200 pounds an hour. It can get to about 1,750 degrees. So when it comes out at the end, it comes out as ash. We're here to ensure that all the narcotics are removed from the streets and make sure that it's been totally destroyed.
Where are you going today? Did you bring anything with you? San Ysidro is the largest land border port in the United States. All right, have a good one, all right? Whether it be pre-pandemic or post-pandemic, it's non-stop flow of traffic.
I don't know, anything to declare? Let me see your face with the mask now.
So this is the place to be if you want to find stuff.
Have a good day.
Anything to declare today? See your back, please.
Because of the state we're in, with COVID being here, there's a lot of people that are jobless, looking for work.
Thank you, good day.
And that makes our job a lot more difficult and interesting because when people are looking for a way to secure money for their family, they're willing to do more things than what they're usually not willing to do.
Just have a seat.
In the last year, I've caught over 50 body carriers. It is a big issue that we do have here.
All right, clear that there. Step in front of the camera, take a picture, please. What's your name?
Fred.
Fred? Are you working right now, man?
I'm trying to get a job. I got a baby on the way, so.
You got a baby on the way?
I just found out, yeah.
Okay. Here, you bring anything with you right now? Have you ever been in trouble before? You haven't done any heroin or crystal meth or anything like that?
6 months ago, I reached about with $3.
3 grams of heroin? Given his history, somebody like Fred who's trying to accommodate for that new baby that he has coming, but doesn't have a job, let's go this way, might put himself in a position where he's smuggling dope or anything like that. This raises stakes for everything. He says he's been clean for a while, but he's trying to do some things a little bit better in his life.
I got it. Fred? My name's Officer Verias. I'll be helping you out. And what were you doing in Mexico?
I reason why I started coming down here is I had a little bit of opiate addiction, and I nixed that, and then I met a girl, and still coming down here for that.
And you've been living in Mexico for a couple years now?
Yeah, at hotels or friends' houses.
And what do you do for a living right now?
I have money from my grandfather that was left to me, but I'm still trying to get a job.
Okay. Sometimes the people that we see throughout the months, you could see them one day cleaned up, they gain weight, they look very, very healthy. And the next couple months, they lost weight. They have certain features that you identify from users. Okay, we're gonna complete a search real quick. Put your hands right here. You don't have, no, just put them right here. And you don't have any weapons on you or nothing? Nothing? Okay. Did you smoke today?
No.
Can you pull up your pants a little bit, please? And how much money are you carrying with you today?
No cash.
Okay, not more than $10,000? No? Everything looked clear. Our checks were negative, and we felt comfortable that he's admissible into the United States. All right, sir. Our inspection is complete today. Have a good one.
This one right here. That's gonna be containers dropped off this ship. We're just waiting for the gangway to drop so that we can safely board the vessel. Ah, here we go, finally. Moving a little bit.
You go upstairs?
Today we got information that there was possibly a stowaway on the ship. Ever since the pandemic began, we've been getting more stowaways on ships like this.
What deck is the bridge?
It's likely due to the increase of border restrictions and travel ban for non-essential personnel. The pandemic has completely changed international travel as a whole, including immigration.
We found a lot of stowaways before, so it's not uncommon. Coming from Dominican Republic, Iran, they're just trying to get in, just beat the system.
So what's the plan?
There's another stowaway that we got a couple months ago. He came in through England. Same ship as this one, that's why we're hot on this one.
What deck? Bottom.
Yeah, let's do the deck sweep.
All right.
Down?
Down.
These ships are the size of city blocks. It's looking for a needle in a haystack.
These are being imported. So many places they could hide. I can't breathe with these masks on. With COVID, you know, everyone has to wear masks. So it's even 100 times harder. But bad guys don't stop, so we won't stop as well. All right, these are all okay. Go look at the big machinery.
This is just some of the oversized equipment that's on the ship.
Not only we're looking for stowaways, we're also looking for other illegal substances, narcotics, currency, anything that's illegal that comes into the country.
Ooh. You guys. You see the patchwork? This is all patched up right here.
Looks like something goes in there.
Yeah. It's pretty difficult to figure out what it is.
Is this it? Yeah, right there.
It's like the color of primer. Pretty sure it's repaired. Not a hiding spot. Ah, boy.
Joystick fluid.
Well, we're satisfied with what we've seen so far, but there's one more level on this ship down, and it's the engine room. This is the heart of the ship, and there's a lot of hiding spots here. Woo.
Nika, come on, let's go.
Can you have the trunk for me and the doors, please?
The vast majority of people that come across are legitimate travelers that come in and shop for any number of reasons. But we have big seizures that come across quite a bit.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
We have guns that come across, we have money that comes across, we have drugs in every part of the car. We have to be ready for everything. Come on, let's go.
All right, where are you guys going today? Right now, we're doing one of our designated commuter lanes where people go through a background investigation, they get cleared, and they're allowed a expedited entry to go through the port. All right, bye.
It has and will be abused in the past and the future.
Good morning, where are you going?
So we look for the same thing that we look at in everybody else.
It's an older car. A lot of places on this car to hide stuff.
My partner is Nika. She's trained to detect narcotics and concealed humans. Good girl. Come here, sir.
There's something there, huh?
Put the car in park. What are you bringing right now? You got anything you need to tell me?
It was a female driver, fairly young. She did not seem nervous at all.
So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go into the office over here. Come on this way, okay? Give us just 1 minute, okay?
All right, let's see what we can do.
There's nothing in here. Maybe in the dash. Nothing. I just get what's visible at the moment.
What is that? Yeah, it's right there. There you go.
We have a magnet load underneath the vehicle. The vehicle was in a trusted traveler lane, which is known as Sentry or Global Entry. And we do see a lot of times in the Sentry lanes, you have what's called a magnet load, and that means it's placed magnetized underneath the car. Sometimes with those situations, the subject didn't know there was narcotics on the vehicle, and if this vehicle was to make it through, whoever placed the magnet load, they would probably follow that vehicle, let that person park, and they would go ahead and pull those packages off. Individual has no idea what just went on. Okay, we're gonna test it out now, bro.
we made the solution with the drug in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna test to see if it comes out positive or not. So the one line here, it shows us that it is positive for fentanyl.
It's a very dangerous drug. 7.66 kilos of fentanyl. In terms of fentanyl, that's a lot of dope. We're gonna box everything up, put an evidence seal, goes in a specialized vault where that is held. As far as the individual, she's gonna get turned over to HSI. They're gonna interview her.
My group, our job is to interview the subject. We find out what they know or don't know, for that matter. And we want to get the guys that are really responsible for all of this. Anytime we can take fentanyl off the street is definitely, it's a good day, you know, just to keep going after them.
This is the heart of the ship, and there's a lot of hiding spots here.
Unbelievable.
As you can see, it's humongous, it's loud, it's dirty.
Ooh. Done in there. Anything on it? No.
It's exhausting, and it's hot, but we need to make sure that nobody is coming into this country that could possibly harm us. 9/11 just passed, and we want to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
What is this?
Just tools that crew members use. Everything looks good?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Go out. Yeah. Oh, boy. Hey, watch your head.
We searched all the areas that were accessible to a possible stowaway. We're happy we haven't found anything.
We just tell them, you know, have a good day, and we'll just be on our way. Search onto the next ship. It's just us against the bad guys. So you can never be complacent. Every day is something different.
Hello. ¿Y a propósito de México?
Fui a visitar a una amiga.
A una amiga de usted. Que le vaya bien. Last couple of years, I've seen an increase of synthetic drugs. The cartels are just trying to bring as much as they can. You guys crash a lot?
I did.
She doesn't? The opioid crisis and stimulants is a very serious problem in America, especially now during the pandemic, when the demand on drugs is so high. All right, look at the camera real quick. Me? No, her. It is always important to stop drugs coming in our country. You go?
All right, thank you.
Hello. Where are you going?
Tucson.
Is that where you live?
Yes.
And when was the last time you crossed?
February, I think it was.
In February?
Yeah.
And what were you doing down in Nogales?
Shopping and whatnot.
Shopping? Where are you shopping for?
Clothes and whatnot.
Clothes?
Yeah.
And where's the clothes at?
I didn't get any.
You were shopping for clothes and you didn't get anything?
Yeah.
And how much money you have on you right now?
Nothing.
You have nothing? But you were shopping for clothes? Okay. Who are you traveling with?
My boyfriend and my friend.
Boyfriend or friend? Okay. We're gonna go in there, okay? it is strange. They went to Mexico for shopping and they're returning without anything. So that makes us think that she might be doing something illicit. It's 3 of them, so probably the 3 of them are gonna end up back here.
I don't have an ID, but I have a picture of my ID. Is that...
You don't have an idea? Where's your ID at?
I left it in Tucson.
So how do you guys decided to come down here?
Just to come shop and hang out.
Come shop, okay. And how much money you have on you?
I don't have any on me.
You don't have any money? All right. Anything to declare? Narcotics?
No, ma'am.
All right. Let's go in there with your girlfriend. How come you're not carrying your ID?
It was a last minute trip over here.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked them up and we're like, we're just going to Mexico here.
Okay. And how much money you have on you?
I don't have no money.
No money. Okay. Let's go in there. I'm gonna ask for a pat down for the 3 of them.
All 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna go ahead and send these 3 subjects to conduct a pat down just to make sure that they don't have any contraband or they're not carrying any illicit drugs. Get in the middle. Yeah, come on. Right in there. Do you have anything that can poke me, hurt me?
No, not at all.
Anything on your body or inside?
No.
Okay. Cartel people, they usually use U.S. citizens now during the pandemic because it's easier for them to cross the border. No luck. Come on. Right in there. Cartels, they use young and inexperienced people. They would just pay them a couple $100s to smuggle narcotics, and we just want to make sure that that's not happening. They didn't have anything.
Officer, is there anywhere I can use the restroom? I just really have to go to the bathroom.
If a subject asked to go to the restroom, that could be a red flag because he can potentially dump the drugs. We're gonna let you go, but 2 officers are gonna go with you.
Let's go, man.
Make it quick.
All the way over there to the door. Put an empty out your pocket for me.
Don't flush the toilet.
Right back inside. Just go back and have a seat.
No issue.
Let me give him a peek. He had nothing illegal, no narcotics, no weapons on him.
Well, you guys went shopping? No, nothing, right?
No.
What did you do over there?
I was drinking a little, I'm sorry.
Honestly, we just came to Mexico to drink
Checking
over
out.
here, to be completely honest.
Oh, so you guys went to have drinks.
So now we're here doing all this.
This 3 19-year-old went down to Mexico to do nothing but a night out of legal drinking, and they were just returning home, and we're gonna let them go. That's it.
All right, you guys are free to leave. Now remember,
Passports next time.
passports, IDs, something.
Ready to go? Okay. We look for any contraband, agriculture products, narcotics, money,
instruments of terror, anything like that, prohibited from the United States. So this morning we had an express consignment flight arrive from Germany. What we're going to be doing is we're going to utilize our canine, and we're physically going to inspect the packages and see what we come up with. Guys, let's just lay these out in a straight line. We have to work quickly because a lot of the packages are overnight or 2-day shipping. So we have only a short time before they need to arrive at their destination. All right, bring them in.
Bach is trained on narcotics, meth, ecstasy, heroin, cocaine, marijuana and hash, and now fentanyl. An alert on this package over here.
Let's take it out, let him keep going.
That's a good boy. Good boy. All right, good boy. Good to go.
We'll do the exam on this table over here. Looks like we've got 2 toy cars.
A little bit of weight to it.
Bingo.
Feels like pills.
All right, let's take a look.
And yes, pills. Square pills, different colors.
We don't know what it is. Until we get a field test, we don't know what it is. We have a positive response for ecstasy. The total weight is 114 grams. These pills look like Pez candy. Child gets a hold of them, and 1 pill ingested could be a fatal dose. We'll wrap it up. We'll make the phone call to HSI, which is our investigative unit, and they will find out who's ordering this, who's distributing this, and ultimately, we want to put them in jail.
How you doing? Good morning.
At this point, transnational criminal organizations are getting away from the organics, your heroines, your marijuana, and they're going chemical-based, including fentanyl. The dangers of fentanyl, it's 50 to 100 times more potent than your morphines. So the potential for overdose is very high. And we have to be much more cognitive and conscientious of what we do.
All right, thank you. How you doing, sir? Where are you going right now?
Tucson.
Tucson? Is that where you live at?
Yeah.
All right. What'd you do in Mexico?
We got some asparagus and some seafood.
That was it? All right, do you have a business up there that you have to bring stuff for, or is just you want
no.
grocery shopping? Okay. All right, when was the last time you crossed the border?
2 weeks ago.
All right, let me pull you right over here for a second. Lives all the way up in Tucson, and to come down here just to pick up some asparagus, said, and some fish. Just that, it stuck out to me.
Yes.
All right. Come inside right here. It may be completely nothing, but we don't want drugs coming into the country, so you want to be as thorough as you can. Asparagus. Lately, you know, they're trying to get real deep into the concealment. Makes it real hard for us. You want to check the seats, make sure they're not hard. If there's packages in the seats, make sure there's nothing strapped on the bottom of the seats.
What do you see?
Doesn't even have clothes, and he stayed the night. Can you help me get this out real quick? Got it?
Yep.
Just some fish. Inspect the dash. Just want to be sure I didn't miss anything. These cars, you know, especially if they're used, they'll put them together whichever way they can to conceal anything in the vehicle. Hey.
Found it?
Look up in the dash.
Yeah, found something.
Hey.
Found it?
Look up in the dash.
Yeah, found something.
You see like a green tube in there. Some extra wires in here. I don't see any speaker system or nothing in here.
You want to go grab Peter?
Yeah, let me ask him. I just want you to take a look at this wiring. It just looks funky. Right up top here.
You have a PVC pipe holding the baffle. Right, Joseph.
It's a fiber optic scope where we can look physically inside the heater core or inside a dash, somewhere we can't really gain easy access to.
Nothing.
That was the heater core.
All right. It's good to go. Let me get him out. I'm gonna release him. Nothing there, I see. So he'll be good to go. The keys and your phone, everything's right up there. Okay? We gotta try to stop as much as we can. That's the only way to deter some of these people from doing what they're doing. It's an inconvenience on them, and yeah, we understand it, but we gotta do our job.
With the smuggling, it's a cat and mouse game. That's exactly what it is.
That's good.
If you could put it under, over, in between, or in it, check it out, because that's where they'll put it. Good to go?
Nothing on it. A little heavy. Hey, boss, I think I have something over here.
Okay. What do you have?
Looks like a white powder and such.
Powder?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that powder definitely shouldn't be there. Can you grab the Gemini? We have white powder. This equipment has an extensive database that will identify many, many powders and other types of materials.
Ketamine.
Bingo. Ketamine, also known as Special K. Ketamine is a scheduled narcotic. It's very deadly. It's basically a horse tranquilizer. It's also known as the date rape drug. We were going to weigh the narcotics within a concealment method rather than extracting the drugs for officer safety.
2.85 kilos.
2.85 kilograms of ketamine is definitely a significant weight when you consider the fact that only a gram or two can actually comatose a person. Good job. Good job. Good hit, man. They hide it, we try to find it. It's fun.
Hello, sir. How are you? ¿De dónde viene ahorita?
Trabajo.
Hello. Where you going right now? Tucson? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Stop this one.
You want to pull around?
Certain vehicles, they're hot, you know?
That vehicle is just a popular vehicle around here. We've gotten a lot of seizures off this actual model.
Can you put in park for me? ¿Y cuando llegaste de Mexico?
It was a female sole driver of the vehicle. She stated she was just there helping her mother out.
¿Esta es tu primera vez cruzando por Nogales?
She was shaking a bit. She became very nervous and jittery.
Pasa por los rayos X, por favor. I wasn't liking the answers I was getting, so I decided to send her over to the inspection area.
Bring it through here. We're gonna get a K9.
All right.
The subject's currently detained in the head house right now, and we'll go through with the rest of the bar procedures.
He's hitting on this right there.
From the front end of the vehicle. So we're gonna take the vehicle to our x-ray, check that area and see what we can detect.
It's right there at the stop sign. You want to catch it? I'll go look at the image. Right now, we're in the Z-Portal operator booth. Z-Portal is just another X-ray device or X-ray machine that we have, one of the many tools that we use with the agency. We're ready for the next. All right, image is starting to come up. Looks like it's... Hang on a sec. There's anomalies in the airbox area. It's not 100%. Any type of anomaly we discover, we have to look into it. You know, it could be nothing.
We're gonna take it over to the lift area now and we'll check the vehicle to see if there's any narcotics or contraband and move on with the process.
What are you doing in Mexico? You live there, okay.
Hello. ¿Tiene algo que declarar?
No.
All right, buen día.
Hey, hello. Purpose for your trip today?
Personal, just what's at my buddy's house.
How long were you in Mexico?
Just a couple hours.
A few hours.
Maybe 3.
Okay.
I cross a lot. I spent time at my buddy's house.
Okay. He was a little bit talkative, and it's what we call a short turnaround. He spent a couple of hours in Mexico. Are you bringing back anything from Mexico?
I bought some churros.
Okay. And this is your vehicle?
That's my mom's.
The vehicle was not his, and he had no real purpose for being in Mexico. Can you turn on your emergency flashers for me? And you're gonna go in the secondary. So Nat engaged me to refer him for secondary inspection.
Can you please turn your vehicle off for me?
Yes, sir.
Pop the hood all the way up.
I'm not quite sure how to open the hood. Over here. There we go.
Let's take everything out of your pockets for me. Hands flat on the table. The gentleman was a little bit nervous. If they seem more nervous, I may call for additional help. They may be smuggling someone in or smuggling drugs. Thank you. Nothing shaking in the door. I'm just really looking for like any tampering. Knocking on the hood because we've had some people bring drugs in actually through the hood of the vehicle. Sometimes it's hard to catch, but if you knock the right way, you'll feel around in there. Everything looks good, so At this moment, I do have to call for a K9 because sometimes we may miss something. Is there an available kilo to screen a silver Honda? Every car is different, every person's different, so we have to be on our toes at all times.
Okay.
Alrighty, sir, you can get in your car. K9 turned up negative, so the gentleman was good to go at this time. Alright, so you have a good day. Thank you.
Check that air filter area.
Oh, yes.
In the air filter.
It's right there.
You can see we got some narcotics. It's a large quantity. You can see you got these tubes built in to allow air in there still, so they modified it. So that's non-factory.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9, 10 packages. We're good there. All right.
It looks like it's one big bag.
Oh, there's a good-sized bag right here of pills. We don't know what it is, but we'll determine that shortly.
Negative.
Small hand tools. Yeah, there's nothing in them. This box is much heavier than normal cardboard. I think I got something over here.
What do you got?
There's another package between the cardboard.
Okay. False wall?
Yeah. Let me put on my mask just in case.
If the officer doesn't do a complete inspection, they very well miss this, but one thing you can't hide is the weight. Just get a little probe in there.
Yeah, there's some
Bingo,
white
powder. Powder. Guys, go get the Gemini. Let's see what we're dealing with. It's got powder right there, just be careful. Let's see if it pops.
There you go, boss. Ketamine hydrochloride.
Here we go, good job. Start extracting the other one, see if the whole thing's loaded or just those two.
Yeah, I think this one has some more too, yeah.
Got another one, it's loaded too. 2 panels.
Powder.
Nice. Let's just get a preliminary weight on that scale over there, if you don't mind, all right? See what we got so far. Preliminary weight is 4.3 kilos. Wow, over 4 keys. Good day's work, brother. Good job, bro. Another one.
Ketamine in and of itself, it's a bad drug. And especially such a large seizure of 4 kilograms. That's going to be a lot of potential victims that would have resulted had that gotten in the wrong hands and had it been distributed.
Good deal. Good deal. We can put it back together for controlled delivery. The next step in the process is we're going to call Homeland Security Investigations, HSI. They'll come out. We'll repackage all 3 things that we've seen today. Hopefully, they'll do a controlled delivery and try to ultimately make an arrest. Finding ketamine, finding ecstasy, it's nothing more rewarding than taking this stuff off the streets. Those are the things that really excite us as CBP officers.
At this time, the narcotics that we're seeing are more chemical-based. Fentanyl, carfentanil. Chemical-based narcotics are a much higher risk for us. We get that in our skin, in our system. If we inhale it, there's that high risk for overdose on our end.
Where's the Gemini?
Right here.
Yep, this fentanyl. Yep.
All right, we'll go ahead and weigh it. Final weight of the pills is 4.06 kilograms. Now we'll pass off all this to Homeland Security Investigations, and they'll go a little more in depth within the investigation.
So she's still here in the head house?
Yeah, she's on the bench awaiting you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She's what we would describe as a mule, somebody who's just carrying the narcotics. We believe that she is working for an organization and that these drugs are destined for the interior of the United States. Fentanyl is extremely dangerous, so this seizure tonight is extremely beneficial and will likely save lives.
Hi, how you doing, sir? Can you hold the trunk for me and the doors, please? Okay. Thank you. Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Yo. There we go. You can clearly see packages.
Yeah.
Looks like packages covered in mud attached to the vehicle by very strong magnets. Cover.
Come with me.
We're just gonna go into the office over here.
The driver of this vehicle, a young female, was coming through one of the Sentry lanes. Sentry is a program that is part of the Trusted Traveler Network. These people, we've done background checks on them, and they're deemed trustworthy, and they can come across a lot faster. But they're always subject to inspection.
That's good. Perfect.
There you go. This is a pretty substantial one. Magnet notes are becoming a very common trend because with the pandemic, the normal drug mules they use, most of those people haven't been able to cross for a whole year. So they have to use a blind mule. A person that more likely does not know they're transporting the drugs. You can see how they try to cover it in mud so that it looks like it's part of the undercarriage of the car, but I mean, this car is pretty clean, so they stick right out. There we go. From the look of the package, I would probably say fentanyl or coke. That should be everything. Now, they're going to cut open the packages and test and see what it is. What do they have? It's fentanyl, very dangerous. They can kill you within minutes just from inhaling a bit of it.
It looks to me like all the packages are consistent, so I think it's all going to be
It's all going to be fentanyl.
Right.
Very well.
We're going to go ahead and try and seal this up because we don't want to expose anybody. Here. You can't wait with the
We have 6.24 kilos, $156,000 worth of fentanyl. That's a good amount. At this time, the whole case is turned over to HSI. They will then be interviewing the lady and determine if she knew that she was carrying the drugs. The drugs are going to be held as evidence until the case goes through trial. Then the drugs, they'll be sent to destruction. It's a good start to the day. I'm sure it's not going to be the only one we get today.
What do you have with you today?
Nothing you guys don't want.
What do you know what I want?
Because I fly all the time.
How you doing, ma'am? You by yourself?
Yes.
People are starting to get a little more comfortable traveling now than they were when COVID first started, and passenger counts are starting to increase slowly. We have to filter out those people who are traveling for legitimate reasons versus the ones who are trying to take advantage of the fact that there are more people traveling, and COVID's taken out quite a few officers, so there's more of them and less of us. So we have to bounce around all over the place trying to multitask.
Coming in right now is a flight from Kingston, Jamaica.
Question for you. What food products do you have here?
Melon. Plants, seeds, meat, anything like that is regulated through us. Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. We're going to do a quick inspection, okay? Yeah. Are you traveling by yourself?
Yes, I am.
Okay. We just had a passenger that was an agriculture canine alert. So the dog liked this bag, right?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah,
okay.
that one, yeah.
So we're gonna check and see if it is admissible or not admissible. So these are all your bags, ma'am? Hibiscus tea?
No, this is sorrel. I will put it to dry. Sorrel.
Okay. You got all the nice treats here. Onion powder, sardine. Agriculture is how the U.S. makes its money. We're trying to protect our agriculture, protect American jobs by finding these pests and eliminating the risk of them coming into the U.S. Is it lemongrass?
Yeah. Is it lemongrass as well?
Yes, I'm gonna look for diseases on that one. I saw a black speck. It may have just been debris, but I'm gonna see if I find some more. Yep, so we found an insect on there. It's pretty small. You could maybe see a small speck. So now I'm gonna try to extract the insect and put it in our vial. We got it. When we find an insect, we record the country it's coming from, the flight, the commodity that we found it on. Then we will ship it to a USDA facility where they'll have an identifier, tell us what it is. Okay, so I found some insects in the lemongrass, so I'm gonna keep it, okay? Since I can't tell what bug it is. But you've been wonderful. Thank you for declaring everything. You've been good, okay?
How are we doing? You're going catching up. 10-4.
Copy. Today, we're following a vehicle that entered through the San Ysidro Port of Entry. We have intel that the vehicle was loaded with an unknown quantity of methamphetamine.
I got eyes on our target.
Yeah, roger that, just caught it. The third one ahead of us right now.
She just passed those gas stations right there?
Going under the bridge right now. It's the white pickup truck. We're following this driver to determine where the narcotics are headed and get as high in the organization as we possibly can.
Continuing number 3 lane, 65 miles an hour.
The individuals that are recruited to drive the narcotics are generally the lowest level members, but as the controlled substances make it further into the United States, the members of the organization that come in contact with that are higher level members. Those individuals have more connections, and that can be the starting point for an in-depth investigation into the organization.
White pickup truck off to your side. I got him. You're right next to this truck.
We have a pretty heavy team today. We have air surveillance up. So hopefully we can manage this well and keep everybody safe.
All right, she's setting up for a left turn. Get this exit. Yeah, I'm good. I got him.
We're heading generally north, going Los Angeles or Orange County. But we don't know how it's going to be transferred to the next level of the organization. That could be seeing this driver hand keys off to someone else, or seeing this individual drive to a stash house.
A smaller car just slowed down next to her and then pulled in front of her, and she pulled behind him.
You're thinking that vehicle is with it?
Yeah, we'll confirm.
Sounds like she's gonna follow this vehicle that just made contact with her. We're assuming it's the person that she's receiving instructions from.
All right, she's making a left turn now.
Hopefully she's taking us to where this vehicle is supposed to extract the contraband.
She's stopped now. Except they're on the east side there in the cafe lot.
They're right here up on the right, it looks like.
I think this is it.
Okay, the guy's out of the sedan. He's walking around, and he's walking past behind the truck now.
They gotta offload the contraband, so we'll wait for them to make their move.
He's just walking back and forth between his car and the pickup. If they hop in the truck, get ready to go.
These subjects are right here up on the right, it looks like. Stopped off at some cafe. We can't just drive in there. We don't want to burn the surveillance. Luckily, we do have air support today to keep an eye on them.
All right, I think he's walking back now.
We are waiting to see if they extract the contraband out of the vehicle into possibly another vehicle. So we'll see how this plays out.
Looks like the doors are closed and she's in the driver's side. He's into the passenger side of the pickup.
The male that met up with her is now in the truck.
Car's backing out.
Oh, buddy.
Truck is away.
Truck is away. Our target vehicle is now on the move again.
She's now northbound. All right, we're moving up and stand by.
At this point, we've come into the next county north. Operationally, we transfer responsibility to the LA office. We're all on the same page, so the decisions are the same. It's just they're the ones making the call, then we drop into a support role. We still don't know exactly where we're headed, but it could be stash house, and then they will offload the contraband there. In stash houses, we come across a lot of weapons. This isn't just messing around. It's not a game. There's loss of life from all the criminal activity that surrounds drugs.
So they just got off right here. But we'll see where it goes.
All right, just make a left turn now, moving westbound.
You have a very rural area here.
Blowing up about halfway down.
It's gonna be a house or a warehouse. Somewhere they can pull this vehicle in and extract the contraband.
Copy.
They're taking a right-hand turn on a dirt road. Hey, that dirt road dead end goes to a few residences back here.
Oh boy.
My airship needs to get a better view. This place looks kind of like a junkyard. There are several vehicles and RVs such parked around there.
This is like an episode from Breaking Bad. So this is what this is turning into.
There's somebody walking out of the house towards the pickup. White male, burgundy shirt, green pants. That guy just walked over to join us. Short white male, jacket, blue jeans, green hat. A lot of activity back to the gas tank, yes. They're underneath that white truck.
Oh, there we go.
It looks like this is where it's going to be offloaded. Yeah, that's it.
Virgin Atlantic 109 has arrived in the L6.
All right, guys. So we got information from JFK. They just got a seizure, cocaine. Usually right when someone gets caught in another port, we spread the information as fast as we can so we can try to hit those flights hard. It was inside of her checked bag. So we'll go through it. We'll try and get to as many passengers as we can. As usual, if you see anything suspicious, open it up, do what we got to do, all right?
All right. We still have several flights of interest from different source countries that will be coming in pretty much all at the same time. How long were you Bogota in?
How long was I in Bogota? 4 days.
4 days? And for what purpose?
Vacation.
I mean, spring break, of course, we have a lot of college kids that are off from school. High school kids are off from school.
Do you have your passport?
So we have to filter out those people who are traveling for legitimate reasons, going on vacation versus the ones who are trying to take advantage of the fact that there are more people traveling and trying to squeeze in to act like they're on a spring break trip.
All right, ma'am, so you go straight out of here, follow that guy right there and make a left. All right, have a nice day. That's a nice bag right there. I like the graffiti bag. I never seen that. So it got my attention. All right, so Sigmund, we're gonna do a baggage exam, all right? Just make sure you're not bringing anything that don't belong, all right? Are these your bags? Are todos? Are you bringing anything for someone else?
Just from my brother.
Brother. I like this bag. Did you just buy this bag or? Cuánto?
200.
$200?
Sí.
Dang. I wouldn't spend that much money on a bag, personally, you know. But hey.
It's cute.
You gotta have it, you know. What's that? A big old teddy bear?
Ay, Dios mío.
We've seen it all, so
Ay, Dios.
don't be embarrassed. Okay. So what is this?
Salsa and beans.
Both coconut and beans.
Yes.
So it's mixed together.
This package is from my brother, and this one is for another person.
There we go.
Beans.
So this is beans. Frozen though.
Es muy bueno.
Muy bueno.
Sí, qué rico.
Oh. Try it. No, we can't try it. We at work. Can't do none of that stuff. Some passenger would be just really nice to you to get your focus off of certain things, to change your focal points.
There are the sweet beans and coconut.
Oh yeah, I gotta definitely see what the coconut look like from especially from Dominican Republic, running through. No. Está bien. There was no anomalies there in that situation. And I don't have any issues with that passenger. We appreciate your time, ma'am. Get you on your way, all right? No, get your teddy bear.
Hello, good afternoon. Are you carrying over 10,000 US dollars or in a different currency, but the equivalent is more than 10,000 US dollars?
Because it's an international border, we want to know how much money is going into and out of the country at any given time.
How much money are you carrying with you, sir? 40 pesos? All right, have a good day.
You can bring in any amount of currency you want. All you have to do as a legitimate traveler is just report it.
Morning, sir. Where are you heading to? San Diego? Do you have any fruits, vegetables, any pets or animals? Are you carrying over 10,000 US dollars? How much money are you carrying with you, sir? $6,000? I need to know exactly. So what exact amount are you carrying with you?
I have to look at the paper.
Okay, yeah. Do you have it with you? So this is how much you have, US dollars? 8,181? Okay. If you could turn on your hazard light, sir. Your vehicle got selected to go to secondary inspection. Let's come forward, sir.
The gentleman had a certain amount of money that he declared out on primary because a declaration taken out there doesn't always 100% match. We're gonna count the money physically in front of him. How are you, sir? You got all the money? All right, come on this way, okay? If it's close to or over 10,000, we'll have to do a FinCEN, which is a money declaration form.
This is the dollar.
All right. All right. You can put your money away.
How much is it?
It's exactly how much he said. 8,100 and some odd. All right, sir, if you want to follow me back out to the car. I matched his initial count with my initial count. It was exact. We still have to verify that there's no other currency in the vehicle as well. Would you do me a favor and pop the hood really quick? It doesn't matter what it is that brings the vehicle into the secondary lot. The vehicle itself always gets inspected. Hey, sir. I found extra money in your lunchbox. Can you tell me what it's for? Hey, sir. I found extra money in your lunchbox. Can you tell me what it's for?
Yes, I think I forgot about that.
You forgot about it? What is it for? Is it just for you, or?
It is yesterday.
Okay. I'm gonna just count it in front of you, okay? People don't fully understand the $10,000 requirement. It is solely an IRS reporting requirement. All you have to do as a legitimate traveler is tell us that you have the money. Yeah, it is. Take a seat, okay? Because we found extra money and you didn't tell us about it, we're gonna...
Sorry, I forgot.
No worries. But we're gonna have you fill out that FinCEN paperwork and write down bank accounts, the address, and all that kind of stuff, okay? We did end up finding more money, but it's still under the $10,000. So we had him amend his declaration, fill out the form, and he was cleared to go. All right, man, you're good to go, okay? Have a good day, sir.
You have your luggage in carousel. Please do not leave your luggage here.
How about any goosey?
I have a goosey.
Is it grounded or is it whole seeds?
It's grounded.
Oh, good, smart.
Sir. Hi, let me see your passport. This all your stuff?
Yes.
What you got?
Food.
Food? So we're gonna do a quick inspection, okay? For us in agriculture, we try to learn trends, typically just from seeing the country of origin of where the passenger's coming from. This is a good one. The bags that they're traveling with and the amount of bags is typically a signal for us, hey, I gotta check this person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Any goat meat, any other beef. Lagos is important to us. It's high risk for a lot of things. Sometimes they'll bring some animal skins, also some fruits that may have some larvae inside that we're looking for. So is all of this for you? Do you have a store? No? Is this all hair? Who's it for?
My cousin's wife.
Oh, okay. So you definitely are carrying stuff for people? No? Why is it all wrapped different?
So that it won't mix up everything.
So why'd you say it was all yours?
Nobody said that.
Usually a normal traveler will not have 7 pieces of luggage that are full. In the case with this gentleman, he was carrying stuff for someone else. So that was a red flag to me. Brought a whole bunch of fish. You brought a whole ocean. Oh, we got some moldy fish. We look in the fish because there are times where they'll what we call commingle. They'll hide things in the fish, thinking that we're not gonna look and find it, but we usually do. There's more fish. Oh, we got bugs. So usually with fish from Nigeria, a standard practice that they do is that they leave the fish out to dry. So while the fish is drying and there's mosquitoes or flies around, they lay the larvae in the fish. When we see the larvae coming off the fish and there's no other commodity in the bag with them, those insects are not a threat to us. We're done. All right? You're not gonna wanna carry stuff for anybody again, right? Oh no. You're welcome.
There's multiple people on the property. A lot of activity going back and forth.
Our target vehicle is now moving anymore and it's stationary here. From the intel that we're getting, this address where the truck landed, it's got prior hits for narcotic smuggling, so sounds like a winner for us.
Ground air, does it look like there's any type of buildings in there where they can process it there? Definitely. They have tons of RVs, 2 outbuildings, and there is a single wide trailer.
All right, guys, so it looks like the vehicle is possibly going to be getting offloaded here soon.
Wait till they start working on the truck and drop the tank, whatever the case is. The goal is to confirm that contents are being taken out and then try to see where that is then taken.
Since it's on the fly, we have to gear up pretty quickly here because anything could happen for the next few seconds here.
All right, guys, group 1 is going to come west. And that's going to come up around the bend and drop you right into the residence. My group is going to contain the south side and the east side of the house. There's a chance they're going to be able to go mobile, so if they hop in the truck, get ready to go. Questions? Cool.
All right, we're rolling.
Here we go.
All right, we're rolling.
We are set on this location to conduct enforcement activity here.
You're ready to go?
If we see any contraband being extracted out of our target vehicle, we're making our approach.
There's multiple people on the property. I do not have eyes on any right now. Copy.
There's a lot of unknowns. We have no idea who the people we're encountering are. And then you have a very rural area here, so it's a very difficult safety concern for all of us.
Got two people out walking over towards the vehicle. They're back by the gas tank. They're underneath the rear of that white truck. Two people bringing a big container. Copy that. Stand by one. Looks like they are siphoning that right now.
Oh, whoa, there you go. They're siphoning the gas tank, which we suspect is where the contraband is. We're trying to figure out if it's a compartment in the gas tank, but we suspect it's liquid meth. Those jugs are gonna go to the lab.
Today we're going to conduct inspections on the arriving flight from Montego Bay, Jamaica. This particular flight is being known to have different narcotics coming, so we're going to run the K9.
He's hidden right there.
Got it, I got it, I got it. We just got an alert on one of the bags.
What is that?
Got a hit there?
There we go.
What do you got, the grinder?
Yeah.
From marijuana. Okay, so it's probably... The dog is trained to alert on the odors, and marijuana is one of the strongest odors there is. You found paraphernalia as well?
Yeah.
Good, good, good. We got some rolling paper and some empty bales where they usually store marijuana. So it's like a residual odor. Okay, so
We'll make this bag go up last.
we're gonna send the bag through the belt, and we're gonna contact the officers inside the airport so they can hopefully identify the passenger. Yep, it's going down. All we need to do is wait for that person to claim the luggage. Which belt is it?
Those two bags are sitting over there.
We still got eyes on it. The guy could still be in transport.
Yeah. We got a couple of flights in the room, so some of them might be a little delayed coming out. We'll see if we make some stops. How you doing, sir? Can I see your passport? Traveling by yourself? Mm-hmm. We're searching all day, every day, going through a lot of people's bags. What's your final destination?
LA.
Have a good day. When you finally get that one load, it's a boost of adrenaline, and it pushes you to get that next seizure. How long were you in Colombia for?
17 days.
17 days. Gracias.
Yeah.
They left their bags behind.
For someone to purposely leave a bag, we had to have spooked them really bad. Maybe they saw us out here, they got scared and they left it behind.
Our job doesn't end now. We did some research and we have identified the passenger. The grinder, we're looking for probably a $500 penalty.
All right, airship, we're good with you coming a little lower so you can get a better view. Copy that. They're definitely offloading this white truck right now. Copy that. And are they still outside? I got one guy back and forth. He's carrying jugs that they filled up. Let's see where he goes.
This is gonna go down pretty quick.
Carried it inside this makeshift white outbuilding. And now all the people are in there doing something on it.
That's the lab.
That's the one you want. All right, we're on it. Come in. Let's go. Move it, move it.
Police! Let me see your head. Do it now.
All right, we're on it. Come in. Let's go. Move it, move it.
Police!
Let's go.
Hey, come on. Let me see your head. It's got towards me. Do it now.
You got him?
Yeah, we got him.
We're good. You take care of this guy here, coffee bar.
We got two. A guy and a female. I've also got two in custody back here.
So far, we have 6 in custody right now.
They confirmed there's one more suspect outstanding within the vicinity, guys, FYI. Ground air. Keep up few verifications, got runner. 10-4.
Still one guy outstanding right now, so we got to clear this entire compound. Let's go. Yeah, this is a really tough property to clear. There's multiple RVs, multiple dwellings here, and we don't know if there's any occupants, so it's a safety concern for all of us. Watch your back.
Open the hood and open the back real quick. We need to take a look inside your car.
Want me to open the box up?
Yeah, if you can, please, and make sure the doors are unlocked. The vast majority of people that come across are legitimate travelers that are coming across for any number of reasons. Thank you for your cooperation. You have a good day, okay?
Thank you, sir. You too.
But you always have to be on your toes because you never know what is going to pull up to that line. Hi, guys. How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Good. If you can, would you open the hood, open the back? I need to take a look inside your car today, okay? And, yeah.
I know this is the back.
All right. If you can't find it, ma'am, I'll have you step out and I'll open it for you, okay? All right, guys, if I can have everybody step out of the vehicle and step over by the table, okay? These guys were sent back for a computer-generated alert. They used a trusted traveler lane, the Sentry lane, without actually having the Sentry passes. So the officer sent them back here to be inspected. It does not matter what happens, any car that comes back, we have to inspect it. All right. We're looking for anything that's out of the ordinary, anything that may be tampered with. We take a look at bolts and things that will be removed if the vehicle's been worked on at any time before it came in here. Always inspect the bags. There's something new that surprises me every day. I've seen everything from large amounts of shrimp come across to all different kinds of drug paraphernalia. We have guns that come across, ammunition, knives, we have money that comes across. And it's been everywhere from inside doors to in the back. Ma'am, is this a rental car?
Yeah.
It is a rental car?
Yeah.
Do you guys have the paperwork for it?
I have an email.
You do have an email?
Yeah.
Where's the email at? On your phone? Yeah, can you get it for me real quick?
It's the agreement.
Okay. All right. Everything is good. You guys are good to go, all right? I didn't find anything in the vehicle. At this point, that concludes the inspection. we'll get him out of here. So they told you the warning about using the lane without actually having it?
Yes.
They gave you the paper and everything? Try to be a little more careful. Have a good day, guys.
Turn on your emergency flashers, and you're gonna go in the secondary. Come on through.
We just had an officer at primary. She saw this person was super nervous, and she just said, you know what, I gotta get a little deeper in this. Decided to do some additional inspections and sent them to the Z portal.
I am scanning the vehicle with the imaging system, looking for anomalies, anything that's not usually present in certain models of the vehicles. That's a hybrid.
Good to go?
There's an anomaly.
All right. It did go through the Z portal. Just that one look of the X-ray from this bad luck for them. This is why we have to be on our toes at all times. Knocking on the door, looking for any tampering. Sometimes it's hard to catch, but if you knock the right way, you'll feel around in there. There's nothing in here, trash. It's a pretty empty car. It's supposed to be a tire here. It's supposed to be a tire here. All right. All the packages seem to be the same. Based off my experience, I believe it's meth. Just from how it feels, it's crunchy. I don't have a smell. You can see the meth here. So, I got lucky this time. All right. Next, I'm gonna move it into our SEC, which is our contraband center, and get our drugs out. Drugs, count 1. 7, 28, 29, 30. 30 sounds like a healthy number. So from this point, I'm gonna take my drugs in and I'm gonna get them tested.
We're gonna go ahead and start testing the seizures with the machine to see if it comes out positive or not. And it is positive for meth. It's methamphetamine.
All right.
You see more meth than any other drug.
Can I wait? Thank you. So, got it all on there. 30 packages of methamphetamine, approximately 14.4 kilograms. Next, I'm going to get an agent from HSI to take over the case, place the subject under arrest, and then the drugs are ultimately going to be destroyed and burned at one of our facilities.
Over here! Please, hands up! On out! Anybody else in there?
Just by yourself?
West end of the property.
Turn around. Turn around. Just right over here.
We had suspects run to the rear of the property that got detained there, and then we encountered other individuals within the premise. Right now, we're getting identification on everybody. check for wants and warrants, and basically we're gonna go from there.
Hey, airship, we are code 4 here on the ground. We really appreciate your help. Thank you so much.
Good job, guys. We'll see you.
If you want to give us a flyby, go for it.
One
Yeah.
step ahead of you.
So there's the target vehicle over there.
This type of truck has 2 gas tanks, tank 1 and tank 2. Tank 1, the front tank here, looks like this is where they were doing the majority of the work.
They siphoned whatever was in the gas tank into 5-gallon water jugs. What appears to be liquid meth that they extracted out of the fuel tank. There's so many subjects encountered here on the property that we have to figure out who was involved, but we'll figure it out after the interviews.
With the number of bodies we have in custody, none of our officers have been injured. Everyone is safe, and now it's just cleanup time to get everything ready to go.
We are calling in a lab team. They're going to come, test it, and then order for it to be destroyed. This was a complete success. Thousands of pounds of meth are coming across our border every day. And we got some poison off the streets, and we took out a lab. Today is a win for all of us. This is what we do.
Next. Oh, and what are you doing in Mexico?
Getting my hair done.
Oh, okay. I miss it. Oh, it looks.
You can tell her.
Yeah, looks good, looks good. You have a good day, man. Take care.
Hello, ma'am. There's been a lot of female body carriers. That has been a trend. It's fentanyl to heroin. Let me just check real quick. I'm typically looking for a person's behavior. Is a person nervous? So where are you taking this one? Why do you have this one?
We've been catching a lot more frequently. The trend is that they're a group of people, so at least 2 or 3 people coming together, and they're all body carrying.
How are you ladies doing today?
Yeah, to Tucson. I cross often. I buy in a house. It's a lot cheaper over here. But my daughter, it's her first time crossing yet last night, and we stayed the night here. We're just crossing back for her.
Okay. All right, quick question. So this is your daughter.
Yeah, she just graduated from high school.
Oh yeah, you must be very proud of her.
Very, very proud of her.
Are you planning to go to college?
No.
Not really? Gotcha.
I've seen the mother before, and she usually gets referred to secondary for further inspection.
So it's her first time crossing over?
It's her first time.
Do you have any birth certificates or anything with her today?
She's 18 now.
Okay, but you have a social? Let me see. Thank you.
She has never crossed with anybody. She always crosses alone. That was kind of an eye-opener for me.
Okay.
She's real paranoid.
All right, thank you.
Hold on, let's wait a second. Inspection for me.
We'll have you go in here, okay?
Harry is trained to detect the presence and odor of narcotics, methamphetamines, ecstasy, heroin, cocaine, fentanyl, marijuana.
You smoke marijuana? No. Use any drugs?
No.
Okay, there's nothing on you?
No.
Or inside your cavities?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna slide forward. We'll arm straight to the sky. Do not move, okay?
Canine is one of our best tools. For a human, we smell a hamburger and they smell the lettuce, they smell the bun, the sesame seeds, the mustard, tomato, etc. Canine did not alert to the daughter.
Have a seat right in the middle of that silver bench, okay?
Any drugs, anything illegal on your person? No. Both arms straight to the sky? Do not move, okay? Dang. Want to stand up? Sure you got nothing on you?
I don't have nothing, I promise. I'm on my period.
Keep your hands up. I'm just giving you a heads up. He's allergic, okay?
Oh my god.
A canine will only hit on narcotics. They're not going to hit on somebody's bodily fluids.
She became real defensive, which is a common tactic that they try to use to distract you.
Yes, search me.
That's fine, just listen to what she's saying, okay? Let her stop.
Okay?
The body carriers are getting good at it. You know, they're hiding them everywhere.
You want to come in here?
That's what the main concern is when you find out they do have something, but you want to make sure that their safety is a priority and that they're going to end up being okay in the end.
So number one thing is we want to get it out of them. Any point in time, the package can snap. We've seen it happen. Especially with fentanyl, one small drop that may get on the body can lead to an overdose.
All right, you can come on out now, okay?
Thank you, you're good. There was nothing. She had smoked marijuana earlier in the day, so the canine was possibly alerting to that. It's important to screen everybody because you never know what they have. You thought, oh, maybe at first she doesn't have anything, and she's saying she doesn't have anything, so I'll let her go. No, you have to really be confident you're letting her into the United States, knowing she doesn't have anything.
We probably need to look at that a little more in depth. So we received a package, which was an air conditioning unit from the shipping company that had originated in Mexico, came to the United States. They felt like something was wrong, so they went ahead and did a scan of the package and saw some anomalies inside of it. So from that point, they went ahead and contacted HSI in Atlanta, which was the actual destination for the package. And what we're about to do is get the compressor out and go ahead and test it. It's screwed in a little bit, so.
So maybe slide it in there.
Perfect.
There we go. We got some on the inside here.
Yeah. And we can get to just testing that. So right now we're gonna probe into the compressor. I mean, I can get in like this.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But as far as pulling anything out, let me see if I can just break some of it up.
Or maybe pour it.
Yeah.
You got some right there.
A clear crystalline substance. See if we can get a positive reaction with this test kit. There you go. So this is positive for methamphetamine. Looks like this cap right here had been removed. That's probably how they inserted the drugs into the compressor.
They'll use compressors all the time to store the drugs or the money in these so the dogs don't hit on them because they're through metal. They can't smell it.
There's 2 kilos of methamphetamine concealed within this.
Yeah, see?
Like that?
Yeah.
We're reinstalling the compressor into the air conditioning unit, and we're doing that for the purpose of doing a controlled delivery in hopes of taking the people in custody that are actually having this shipped from the southwest border.
Bueno, bueno.
Laredo has 4 bridges crossing from the Mexican side.
World Trade strictly 100% only commercial merchandise. It's just trucks. Gracias.
There's nothing small about it. Not the trucks, not the loads. The quantity of narcotics that are being stopped at that point is tremendous.
Open up one of these boxes, make sure this products look good. This is a major drug corridor because 2 hours north of us is San Antonio, Texas. Then after that connects all over the U.S. Clear? So it's important that we stop it here before it actually hits the U.S. ¿Me bajas estas? Sí. It's manifest as auto parts. So they sent this one from the primary lanes because these are the type of merchandise been known to bring in narcotics.
Dog is tracing order, some type of disturbance.
If there's something in there, we're gonna have to go in there and get it.
Dog is tracing order, some type of disturbance.
Okay. Listo, Choy. Yeah, it was that one. It was that one. Sí, esa. The middle one, right? The middle. Floor mats. The merchandise good. Cut a few pieces of the cardboard. A thin sheet of narcotics, that's all they need. Put it inside the cardboard. The place where they can hide is endless. It's good to go. The dog did show interest on this one. Could have been anything, but we checked it, we verified that it's good to go. We'll call the next batch, and so on and so on and so on.
What were you doing in Mexico?
Today I went to the dentist.
Anything in your pockets? You're good to go.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, and you?
Okay. Where are you going today?
Going to the bank.
To the bank? Para depositar dinero? O...
No, para sacar.
Oh, okay.
The trend in body carriers I see, it's more women. From the stories that body carriers have told me, it's a little bit easier for them to, one of them starts being a body carrier and they can talk their friends into it.
De nada. Next.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Good.
I had something, but I don't know where it is right now.
Documents?
Yes.
You lost them?
Yes.
Did you lose them in Mexico?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah? Okay. Let's start with your photo. Take your mask off for me. And what were you doing in Mexico?
I live there.
You live there? Okay. Do you work?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for work?
I sell crap online.
You sell stuff online? Okay.
What kind of ID did you have for
A driver's license.
You lost the whole.
No, I just misplaced it.
I'm pretty sure I didn't lose it, but I'm not exactly sure where it is right now.
All right, ma'am, you're gonna come with me, grab your bag. You're gonna put everything up here. Empty out your pockets for me. Any drugs? Weapons? No?
Take that full top jacket off. I'm freezing. Can I just take the top one off? Take okay, cool.
Okay, just have a seat. We'll be right with you. She has no ID, lost it in Mexico. Somebody who's crossing with no ID or hardly any proof of citizenship, low income, that's some good indicators for referral to secondary. A lot of people body carrying sometimes think, well, if I don't have an ID, they can't know my real name or they can't look me up, but there are other ways to find out the person's true identity.
There you go, perfect. Do you smoke marijuana?
Yes.
Did you smoke today?
Yes.
All right, did you smoke wearing the same clothes?
Yes.
Do you use any other type of drug?
Yes.
What do you use?
Methamphetamine.
Mm-hmm. So meth and marijuana?
Mm-hmm.
You used meth earlier as well?
Yep.
Okay. Nothing on your person?
No.
Okay.
Drug use won't indicate that, they're already body carrying, but does give you a little higher level of suspicion.
Arms straight up. Do not move, okay? Here. Come on.
A lot of times they'll go to Mexico and they'll get a package with the body carry, and I've seen them get paid in smaller amounts of drugs, so their payment is, their own personal use of whatever they're bringing across.
Separate your feet.
It's also because they might want money to be buying more drugs over here, so they're thinking, I need a quick form of payment, I'm gonna go bring a package across.
Move your arms up, there you go. All right, come on out. Negative.
You can grab your jacket.
Anybody else?
Put it back on?
Yeah. It was negative. She had no anomalies in her body, nothing that we found that raised our awareness a little bit more, so we let her know if she was able to be down the road on her way.
So guys, we got a controlled delivery. Package arrived from Mexico. It's got meth inside. Pretty big air conditioning unit. We got a van already on site and everything, so we got location under surveillance. I don't know too much about the people in there. There's a couple of cars in the driveway. We'll send the UC in to deliver the box. Once it's inside, we'll just sit back and we'll monitor what transpires at the residence. And then at that point, we can make entry and everything. Any questions?
Methamphetamine predominantly comes from the southwest border from Mexico. We are a hub for the United States, so pretty much everything comes through Atlanta before it gets outsourced to, say, Chicago, North Carolina, New York, East Coast, anywhere around there. So since COVID hit, they kind of shut down the border, so the amount of drugs that are coming through the mail is ridiculous. And, meth, heroin, cocaine, they're killing our kids, they're killing adults, it's ruining lives. By taking drugs off the street, we feel like we're saving lives. Yeah, I see it right now.
All right, cool. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bro. So we're in position with a view of the house. I mean, this just looks like it's a typical single-family residence. The windows are blacked out. It's so you can't see it. I think the upper windows, I don't even know if they have blinds on them or if they have like black plastic or something over the windows. So hopefully everybody else will get set up here in just a few minutes and we'll send in the package. Let them go ahead and deliver it and then see where we go from there.
UC's on site.
Okay. All right. Yeah. See him coming out now. UC is at the steps walking up to the door. But nobody's coming to the door. No contact at the door. Here comes a car. Turning in the driveway right now.
Yeah, that's it.
Female is out. I can see the male in there.
Go time, go time.
Here comes a car.
Go time, go time.
UC still on the porch. Female is out. The female is signing for it.
She signed for the package.
And the male went in through the garage door.
The male to go inside. Looks like he's going through to get to the front door to take the package inside.
So with the package inside the house, we don't want to just rush in there because we're kind of hoping they cut into that compressor and pull the drugs out. So right now we're just in a waiting game.
Nothing on you to declare today?
Nothing to declare, sir. I only got my lunch.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day, okay?
You too.
What are you bringing with you from Mexico? Beer? You gonna have a party? I got you, St. Patrick's Day. So I like that. Presently, we are finding a lot more body carriers in vehicles. Pre-COVID, we found a lot of carloads. And after we started kind of catching on to the smugglers' tactics, they moved on to something a little harder, which is body carriers inside vehicles. Hello, how you doing, ma'am? You cross often, ma'am?
I do.
Yeah.
Once a week. I cross it about once a week.
Okay. Hold on, ma'am. 111 lane 6.
Every time I go through this, every single time.
The female driver, she is nervous and she crosses frequently. Okay, ma'am, this way. So I sent her to secondary for secondary inspection. You smoke?
I do.
What do you smoke?
I smoke marijuana, but...
Right now?
No, I haven't.
Are you sure? She did say she smokes marijuana, and I kind of smelled it when she opened up the car. How long were you in Mexico for?
I've been there since Tuesday.
Tuesday? That's it? How long you been living down here?
I live in Tucson. I've lived in Tucson since August.
August, and you still have an Alabama driver's license?
I don't have my birth certificate.
Oh, I got you. She has an Alabama driver's license. So what are you doing down here? How did you meet your boyfriend? What was your boyfriend doing in Alabama? All right, are you bringing anything with you from Mexico?
No.
You bring any drugs from Mexico? Medicine from Mexico?
I don't have anything. I used to be on probation, but I got off in January.
Okay. She definitely checked a lot of our boxes on what we're looking for. You're gonna follow me real quick. So we're just gonna kind of deep dive and see what else we can find with her. Just take a seat, all right?
¿Dónde va? Vamos a darle la ventanilla.
Gracias. One of my biggest things that I look for is how new the trailer is, the crossings, how often do they cross.
¿De dónde vienen?
Other than that, I also focus a lot on the companies that are transporting the actual commodity.
Buenas. Normalmente, ¿qué cruzan con la compañía? ¿Cruzan de qué? ¿Qué es lo que normalmente traen con ustedes? So I've been running some queries and looking into the commodity he's bringing across. And it shows that it's coming from a city in Mexico that's known for its cartel activities. And it's going out of state to another city that's known really big for its trafficking of narcotics. Vámonos, señor. Pásele rayos, por favor.
Is it that one? Primary officer told us that he selected one to look further into. It's manifested as acrylic waterproof paint going to Georgia. It's probably more than 500 buckets or more, I can't tell. Listo, Choy. See what it looks like. We have a X-ray van that we can individually scan these buckets to see if there's some kind of narcotics bundle inside. You want to help me check them on that side? Check these two out. All right, here goes one. So you can't really tell too much of a difference. It just looks dense on the inside. So far, this shipment looks pretty legit, but being the fact that it is buckets and there has been previous seizures of narcotics in buckets, there you go. The next step would be to physically open up these buckets and check out what's inside. Could be, you know, anything. Ready? That one has paint. Next one. All right, so as I picked up this one, I noticed that this one was a little bit lighter than the other ones, and they shouldn't be. They should all weigh the same. Nope, that's definitely not acrylic paint, I'll tell you that. Nope, that's definitely not acrylic paint, I'll tell you that. You guys see that? So those are gonna be the ones that actually have that acrylic paint. We open up the buckets and we notice that some of them, you know, have a white color to them and some of them have a clear liquid. But can it be water or something else? Yeah, maybe, right? So let me get a test kit right now. So we break one of these, each one of these amulets, there's 3 of them. From left to right. And then they should have after you break the last one, it should have the reaction. And there it is. You see the blue right there? It's letting you know that it's positive for the properties of methamphetamines. Told you.
If I'm lazy, I'm just gonna check the one on the top or the first ones in the back of the trailer.
Yeah.
That's why we offloaded all the trailer.
Yeah.
Make sure we can do a good inspection.
These are 5-gallon buckets, right? You know, so these guys, what they'll do, they'll mix it, they'll put 1 or 2 buckets in the whole pallet. If you think about it, 1 or 2 buckets, that's all they really need to get across. We're gonna check all of them, make sure which ones have acrylic and which have narcotics. So we're gonna have to physically open each bucket. There's about 24 pallets? So yeah.
Times 32 buckets.
So we're looking like a long night ahead of us.
11, lane 5.
I have a female driver that presented an Alabama driver's license. She says she currently resides in Tucson and she comes down weekly to come see her boyfriend that got deported.
Which one, this one?
That Alabama driver's license was recently issued, so that raised a lot of questions. I also smelled some marijuana. Marijuana is newly legal in most states, including Arizona. However, it is still illegal federally, so you still cannot bring any sort of marijuana products through the international border. I'm gonna go do the 7. The next step is for me to call a canine and see what the canine can detect, if he can pinpoint something, as well as I'm gonna go ahead and search her. I'm gonna pat her down and make sure she doesn't have anything illegal on her. All right, just follow me real quick. Done this before?
Every time I come across, once a week.
Once a week they pat you down? Oh. We're just gonna make sure you don't have anything else that you're not supposed to, and then we'll get you on your way, okay? All right, just go ahead and sit real quick. There is nothing derogatory that we can find on her, within her, internally, anything like that. You're good, just make sure you close everything, okay? However, it was still a good stop to take a closer look at her, especially because she checks so many boxes. Unfortunately, that's part of our job. The only way we can find things is if we try, even though she didn't have anything, but who knows, maybe the next person with those same boxes will end up finding something.
So just a few minutes ago, we observed they were real eager and excited that the package actually arrived.
The mail is out at the pickup right now. He didn't come out with the package, but he's just out of the vehicle.
He did look up the street. Okay, yeah, he has a yellow and black bag, almost like a tool bag. So that could be an indicator that he's actually going to break into the air conditioner and try to retrieve the product.
Y'all moving in? We're moving.
Copy.
Please, let more! Please, let more!
People on the landing running back and forth. And inside the bedroom.
Please, let more! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get! Get on me!
Man, come on. Come on. Come down. Turn around and put your hands behind your back. They could see two subjects running back and forth. Finally, the female came down. Sit down. Was able to bring her out. She was frantic, yelling the whole time. I'm gonna move him over here.
Sit. Down. Did you two? No?
Yeah, I think they found a bag of methamphetamine in that closet.
Okay. So the bag of meth they found, that's probably not from that's something extra.
Yeah, it's probably not from the
air conditioner, okay.
Still sitting in the living room.
Oh, it is? They took photos, went ahead and searched the house.
So this box here is the box that was done today in the controlled delivery. And inside the box is the AC unit that came in from Mexico. So the individuals here in the residence started taking it apart and getting to the frame off the AC unit, and the compressor still inside that contains the methamphetamine.
It's still intact, but it's like everything else was stripped off. They were just 2 screws away from getting it out. The black and yellow bag that actually I observed come out of the target vehicle, that bag is sitting right next to the AC unit. It's looking closer like that may have been the actual tool bag that they brought out to undo the air conditioner.
So after we made entry into the house, we came up the stairs here, just the top levels. When we came into the house, a female appeared, and we were able to detain her. And then we knew from there was still a male in the house when we were searching. We worked our way down here in this bedroom here, and there was a male hiding in the closet with a trash bag, like next to him, trying to like cover him.
This is the shelf that substance that appeared to be methamphetamine was just sitting out in the open.
Yeah.
And then amongst the clothing is where we found the box that contained the large quantity of pills. We found a batch of pills that are unknown at this time. I mean, it could be anything from Oxycontin, Xanax, fentanyl pills. We don't know yet. We're just gonna actually have them tested at a later date and find out exactly what it is. So we found an additional amount of methamphetamine. All that's coming from Mexico into the United States. This is success for us because we're taking this stuff off the streets and we feel like we're saving lives because somebody could OD on some of this stuff. But we just press on.
Is the supervisor in there? For body carrying. Copy, sir.
This is her stuff.
Definitely looks like pills. I'm gonna go ahead and take this. We're gonna test it locally. This afternoon, a female traveler came through the port of entry here at DeConcini, and a primary officer noticed some discrepancies in her travel. Got sent for secondary inspection. Speaking with the traveler, she couldn't really elaborate on her details in Mexico, how long she was down there for, why she was down there. We did a pat down of the traveler, and we located some narcotics inside of her person. All right, so we've taken the package over to our testing area. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a quick rapid test. Bring it back to our solution. We're gonna keep it in here and stir for a minute. Here we go. Here we go. It's starting to come in now. It's faint, but it's getting stronger. You'll see the single strip of a pink line that indicates positive for fentanyl.
One on 7 grams.
We got some more drugs off the street. A lot of these travelers don't realize putting these drugs inside their body puts them in harm's way. They could end up in a hospital. They may not even make it across the border. We're gonna go ahead and seal these off. We're gonna place them into our vault. And then in the meantime, we're waiting for the HSI agent to arrive on scene and speak with the traveler.
Good. Good.
The controlled delivery that we've conducted today is over. We're basically wrapping everything up in the house. The evidence has already been moved.
Inside this room, there's a shrine.
Got a statue of Jesus Malverde. Jesus Malverde is a Robin Hood-like figure that may or may not have existed in the Sinaloa area of Mexico back in the 1800s. He's considered a patron saint for the narco traffickers. I've learned that Jesus Malverde's popularity has risen in response to poverty and the violence against the Mexican people and everything else that they had been experiencing. They have offerings, basically. So they do alcohol. They always have a candle lit. They provide some cash. There's a bag of marijuana sitting on top of his head.
There's an additional shrine that's in the closet. There's a guy, a chicken with its head cut off.
We don't usually move stuff from these shrines because it's bad luck.
They got the Bible of Santa Muerte right here.
So Santa Muerte means Saint Death. It's usually a female in a skeleton form that people pray to. They believe that if they're living a dangerous life and they pray to Santa Muerte, that it's going to be protecting them. Every place we go in that has a shrine like this, they always have something different.
Here's the garage. There's a scale here sitting on top of some boxes in this garage.
But with the scales, they're obviously used to weigh out the product, so when somebody's coming to buy it, they'll weigh it in front of them and show them exactly how much they have and stuff. But that's sitting in plain view. They package this stuff up for sale. Looks like it's a shop. They got a cash register with quite a bit of money in there. You want to bring her down to me? I've never seen a storefront like this where actual customers will come into the house. So this was very odd. Come on. What everyone needs to remember is that addiction is a big problem and it fuels the drug trade. It's just meeting the demand of the users in this area. So until the demand goes down, the supply won't go down.
We'll check out all these buckets. So we'll drill a hole in each one. That's what we found a faster way to do it. So if the acrylic comes out like on these right here, we'll know those don't have any narcotics. And these that we checked a little while ago that we opened up, they do have narcotics, so we'll set them on this side. Well, Homeland Security special agents, they're interviewing the driver at a waiting area right now. The driver half the time doesn't know about the shipment having anything illegal.
That Breaking Bad right there.
We're used to seeing the crystal meth in crystals or in powder. It's pretty rare to see it in liquid form. Their main goal is always to get it across, so they're always going to utilize different methods. It's always changing. The trends are always changing. That one's ready to be taken over there. So the other ones that didn't have any narcotics will be put back on the pallets, shrink wrap. They will be put back in a trailer, pending destruction. How many buckets were they? Do you guys know? Huh?
28.
They had a final weight of 560 kilograms with an estimated street value of $24 million. Yeah, it's a significant seizure. teamwork, team effort. You know, that's what we're here for, finding narcotics. So when we find narcotics, it's like, hey, we did our job. This will be turned over to HSI, and they will continue the investigation to see if they can get any more arrests.